Hi there, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can enable new objects for Act on It. So when might you need to do this? Well, if you are creating a new automation and you're not seeing the object that you want to in the list of available options, it means that this is an object we haven't supported out of the box, but with a very small bit of configuration you can enable any object. So that could be new objects, new standard objects rather, that Salesforce provide, or it could be any custom objects that you have that are unique to your business. So the first step is to create a new object settings entry. So if you navigate to the Act on It application via the app launcher here, which I've already have done, and if you click on application settings and then object settings, you'll see all of the objects that are currently enabled for your organization here. And to add a new entry is simple as creating a record. So if I go to the object manager quickly, the one that I'm going to enable as an example here is the service appointment object, which is this one here. So I'm going to click new to create a new entry, and I'm going to give it the name, which is service appointment. And now I'm going to put the S object type, which is the API name of the object, which you can see alongside it here, which for service appointment is the same without the space. And we're going to paste that in here. It's really important to get that right. There are a few settings that I'm going to skip for this tutorial because they're more advanced and potentially not really needed for your environment, depending on how large and complicated your Salesforce environment is. But what is important is to make sure that you enable automations to be selected. So this makes it visible when you're building a new automation. And you can activate and deactivate your triggers from here as well. So if you wanted to perform this update and you wanted to quickly deactivate your notifications, you can do so centrally here. So we're going to enable both of those for now, and we'll click Save. And that's all that's required in order to make sure that this object is now a selectable object, selectable option when you expand this list here. We can see now service appointment has appeared. However, that doesn't mean that all of it's going to work. There's another step to take. That step is all that's required in order to create automations of these types here: 1, 2, 3, and 4. So those 4 will be automatically enabled now with the simple as creating that record. However, the one that requires some additional setup is event notifications. Event notifications are notifications that are triggered based on changes to your Salesforce data. And without this next step, Act on It isn't going to know, well, what's changed, or isn't going to be able to tap into those meaningful events. So the second step for that type of automation is to create a very simple flow, which I'm going to show you now. So if we navigate to the setup menu and type in flow in the search, select flows under process automation and click new. You'll likely be familiar with a lot of this already. We're going to build a flow from scratch. So start from scratch, click next, and it's going to be a record triggered flow. And we're of course going to create this for our object that we're looking to enable. So if I search for service appointment here, there I can see it there. And I'm going to make sure that this is executed when the record is created or updated. That's really important. And we're going to keep it at actions and related records. So this entry, don't change that. That's also very important. Now all we need to do is call a packaged action that we prepared for you called process trigger records. If you select that and give that a name, you can call that whatever you like, and a description, of course. Then we need to specify these two settings here, which is where we're basically choosing the type of object we're looking to enable twice. So if I search for service appointments here, and I do it again here, it might seem a little odd doing it twice, but I'll explain why in just a moment. We'll see then some new options appear. So we have a new record input and an old record input, which are really important. Really important settings to get right, basically. What we're doing is we're passing in the record before it's changed, which is the old record, and after it's changed, which is the new record, so that Act on It can detect the meaningful changes that are taking place. So for new record, we'll type in triggered record, and we'll see triggering service appointment there, and we'll just quickly backspace that, and that's it. We're passing the whole record of the new record, and in the old record, we're doing the prior value. So prior values triggering service record, a service appointment. And again, I'm just going to quickly backspace to get rid of that dot there because we're passing the whole record there as well. So passing in the new service appointment after it's been changed and or created, and the old record if it's been updated. The next thing is to declare whether this is a record being created or updated. So the easiest way to do this is what we recommend is creating a formula. So if I enable this setting here and say is created, I'm going to create a very simple formula, variable rather, new resource. Sorry, they keep changing the names of this. So new resource, and then it's a variable formula. Sorry, and we're going to say is created, and that's going to be true if this is new. So there's a function called is new. So if you would search that here, you can see that there. And what that does is that returns true if the record is being created and false if it's being updated or deleted or some other operation. So if it's being created, it is new and therefore it needs to return a Boolean value. If we check that, it's all good. So now we're passing in whether it's created or updated to this input here. And similarly, we need to instruct the action on whether it's being updated, which is the reverse of what we've just done, basically. So what we can do here is we can say, again, new resource formula is not new. And then if I put not as our function, and within that, I put the is new again, because it's being updated. I'm going to say it is updated, actually. It is updated. It's being updated if it's not new, because if it's new, it's being created. And if it's not new, then it's being updated. So that's really important. We're just trying to instruct the action on what's happening, giving it a bit more context so it knows how to evaluate what's going on here. And again, it's going to return a Boolean value, and I'm going to done, and that's it. Now, if I save that, give your act on it for service appointments, give it a name as you see fit, and save, and then activate. And that's it. That has enabled the object for all types of notifications now. So when you go to create new automations for event notifications, you can build as many of these as you need now, and Act on It will be able to support that. So that is a one-time piece of configuration. You don't need to come back in and change this flow. You don't need to do this for every individual use case. It's purely just to enable the object itself, and then Act on It will take care of the rest. All you have to do then is configure your individual automations here. Similarly, when we added the object entry for service appointments under our application settings tab, so here, is that list appearing? Where is it? There it is, service appointment there. This also became available for when you're creating and designing your message type as well. So if I go to the select data type under here, we can see that we can start to create push notifications for service appointments as well. And then you can start to add support for any service appointment related actions that you want to build via the message action tab. So hopefully that's been clear. If you have any further questions or need any support in getting set up, we're always happy to help. Just reach out to us at help@overlayapps.com and we'll help you get up and running. Thank you very much for watching.